Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 41
One.
of the Vibin podcast. We're getting closer and closer to that fabled 50.
I didn't mess up the episode number this time because I actually looked at the previous one and I remembered for today one more, so plus one.
Well, because the previous one came out yesterday, so it's a little bit easier to remember it. We're almost there. What are we going to do for 50? Should we do anything spectacular? I think we should do something.
We could do it out. We could do it on a public bus if you want.
Yeah, we got to do something for it, something to commemorate the occasion. Because the big 5-0, it's halfway to 100. It's a testament to our willpower and our resolve to continue making this garbage content that some of you people enjoy. Not even 3% of you are going to end up watching, but it's fine because we appreciate all of it.
29 consistent views so far.
Oh, yeah, on the podcast?
Yeah, I think
so that's like 10%.
Yeah.
That's like 5%, but 5% is better than 3. So
I never check how long they actually listen for. So it's probably like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I just look at view numbers too. I don't look at the deeper analytics. I'm just like, views, perfect, fine, doesn't matter.
Right. But it's fine. But I'm down to do that if you want to. 50, get on the public bus.
I don't know about that. It sounds with all of our equipment and shit.
No, because
with the homeless people covered in piss and.
Hey man, it would be interesting. That'd be cool.
Do you want to relive that life? Go back to your roots of every single day.
Oh my god, dude! I've talked about it before plenty of times, but I hate taking the bus. I've always hated taking the bus. It's just a nightmare.
And not because of the bus itself, because some of the select few people on the bus who somehow have the funds to get on the bus.
Well, I mean, it's only $1.
Yeah, true. It really? Didn't it used to be like 50 cents or?
Well, I remember when I was going, I think it was $1.
Shit, I don't know. Maybe for longer. I don't know.
But you could put $5 in the thing in the bus, and
then you get like a pass, day pass. Yeah. Maybe it's because
not day pass. I think it was like a week pass or something.
For $5.
I don't remember. I could be wrong.
But anyways, those are days of the past. We have vehicles now that have their own sets of problems and piss smells.
Yeah, and it's even worse because I'm the one who's pissing in it.
Exactly, and it's a good thing you're not the homeless person.
I fill up the cup holders whenever I can't hold it, and I'm on a long drive. I just, fill it up.
Even though you have multiple empty and half-empty water bottles, you're not going to pour those out and piss in those. No, just right in the cup holder.
Well, my dick is too fat for it to fit in the bottle. I would have to hold it at a weird angle and then one hand drive.
The tip of your urethra is about as wide as the opening of a water bottle, so you wouldn't even be able to fill it up. You'd like go around it. You'd sound yourself with the tip of it.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, nightmare. I know. Anyways, Caesar, do you have any? Something came out recently that I'm sure a lot of you people and a lot of people around the world have been engaged in enamorously. My cousin is here with his roommate David, and his roommate David has been enamored with it as well, playing it on and off constantly, nonstop. And that is Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Ooh, Tears of the Kingdom. I played it. I pre-ordered it, and I played it the day it came out.
Did you get any pre-order bonuses? Was there anything? Or
no.
Okay.
I don't think so. I can't remember. Maybe there is. I just don't know. But yeah, man, I played it like maybe 10 o'clock at night the day it came out.
Nice.
And let me tell you, man, I didn't know what to expect because I haven't seen anything of it except one video about explaining some of the new powers in the game. And for so far, phenomenal game so far. Breath of the Wild was amazing. This game is fantastic.
Well, they had to improve. It couldn't be the same. It couldn't be equal to Breath of the Wild. It had to be better. And it couldn't be just a little bit better. It had to be at least 1 or 2 magnitudes better, or else people would be like, well, this is just the same game. No, they had to fucking go above and beyond. And from what I've heard, they went far beyond.
Yeah, because I thought Breath of the Wild had a really big map, and it does. Don't get me wrong, but this game,
it's like double the size, more even possibly.
Because in here you have the option to be on the mainland, and then in this one, for those of you who don't know, it's about a certain race of people who live in the sky who are involved in the story. They're called Zonais. And so you have the option in the very beginning of the game. That's one of the main points where you start up is in the I think it's the South Archipelago, whatever it is and stuff. So there's that. You have the sky areas, and there's a bunch of different islands all
floating
separated.
Islands and shit all over the map.
Right. And then you have the mainland, which is the same thing as before as Breath of the Wild.
But
They have
changed
little
because time has
chunks.
passed. I heard like what was once hot areas are now cold areas, and shit has changed because the nature of like the world itself, and it's all fucked up. So even though it is
Right.
the same map as Breath of the Wild, it's completely different because the world state has changed.
Yeah, the layout is completely different.
Mhm.
There's some things
That are
that could be
similar.
in the same spot, but they
Mhm.
don't look how they did
Yeah,
before.
exactly. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to think of a
The Great Plateau is a very good example in
yeah,
this game.
like yeah, go on.
Yeah, because in Breath of the Wild, that's where you start in the game is in the Great Plateau,
Mm,
and that's a was an interesting like starting area because it
yeah,
wasn't too much of anything crazy,
pretty
but
small, compacted,
right,
a
Bef-
smaller microcosm of the larger world.
exactly, just a very small part that's still big but small.
Mhm.
And in the new one, whenever you go back to the Great Plateau, because you don't start this time, everything's all fucked
Fucked.
up. Yeah, it's all broken. Uh, but the plateau part of it, where you climb up the way to get there, still looks relatively the same as it was before. But everything in it,
Oh yeah.
completely different.
New enemies, new things moved. I heard that there was it's like in the first game I had those like octopus like ancient things that would shoot lasers at you. That was
Hmm.
like the main antagonist type thing. The equivalent of that in Tears of the Kingdom is I heard it described as a terrible, horrible thing that on the podcast I was listening to, the guy wouldn't describe it. All he said in reference to it was, "I saw it and I didn't want to be near it. I wanted to get away from that thing." Okay, does that come to mind? Anything? Some like terrible fucking, probably in the depths, maybe some,
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things, man.
but just
So
like
in
something
the
that makes you
main,
so viscerally uncomfortable and just like fuck that, and you just
yeah, for me, I don't know if it's exactly what the guy's talking about, but in the very beginning of the game, I was exploring a bit and I was walking by and I came across a bridge that was nice and tall, but I didn't go on the bridge. I just saw it at a distance because you can use your pad thing to zoom
oh yeah,
into stuff.
binoculars, yeah.
Right. And so I was just looking around and saw this bridge, and on this bridge was a three-headed dragon,
That's not what I'm talking about, but yes, King Ghidorah is everywhere.
which is insane. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, get fucked.
Because there's so many of those
Uh
guys
huh.
just laid around
Hmm.
everywhere. I'm just like, oh my God. So, like you said, that wasn't the thing. But in the depths below, the normal enemies are a lot
Oh
stronger than
yeah,
the ones in the on the mainland.
of course. It's like the deeper, darker. It's like more less covered by light, more darkness to fucking
Which is an interesting mechanic that they added in this game because the chaos or the chaos energy that's around all the land, if you step in it, it takes away your health, and then
hmm
you lose a heart container.
lose.
You lose it, but you can get it back if you go to like shrines and have it
Okay.
cleanse and stuff.
So it's like it's not lost, it's broken.
It's
For a better term.
broken,
Okay, okay. Because I
exactly.
was like, you fucking lose that before. But no,
A,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an interesting mechanic, which sucks when you're exploring down in the chasms because you need like items like light seed bulbs to help you see down there because it's so dark.
Yeah. And I
And
think there's like other ways to like make light appear, like doing like some of the dungeons or whatever, like the shrines that will make natural light to naturally fill it up over time. I think I
yeah,
heard. Yeah.
you can do that, but that's the one thing too. You got to keep grinding out the shrines, just like in Breath
Exactly.
of the Wild. Same thing, that same mechanic they implied there. So you can go around now to get more stamina vessels or heart containers
And
and
the
stuff.
the entrance to the shrines look like goatsy.
Goatsy?
Yeah. So,
Cool.
so Goatsee's an old internet meme of a guy bending over and spreading his asshole wide
Oh
open. And
God.
if you look at some of the screenshots of these shrines, it's a big rock, right, and a glowing
Right.
hole in the middle of it, and two sticks, right, and the sticks kind of have like finger
Oh,
type, so
stop.
it kind of looks like a Goatsee. I'll
No.
put it right here. It kind of, if you squint your eyes and tilt your head, it looks a little bit like a Goatsee.
I wasn't thinking that, but all right.
Tons of people, as soon as people saw it, tons of people were because it really does look like it.
Fucking internet.
Yeah, but apparently it's a fantastic game. I didn't play Breath of the Wild, but I think in a couple years I probably will play this game.
You could play either one, honestly, but here's the thing: Breath of the Wild, that's pertained to because it's all connected. So
The
this one
story,
leads to
yeah.
before. This one's before the events of the new game, so it's because it's all very connected. You
Yeah,
know.
Tears of the Kingdom is a sequel to Breath of the Wild. Exactly. It's a linear story-based sequel.
Yeah, so
Happens
it would be kind of
chronologically
important
after.
to play the first one and
I
then
mean,
do the second
I
one.
kind of know the story basically, but like in terms of like gameplay mechanics, like knowing that there's like the time reversal and the raising, it's like playing through all of Breath of the Wild. I'd be like, well, I want to do. I know about that shit. I want to go build my mecha and walk around in this giant fucking robot
pretty
I made.
fun.
Fuck this paraglider. I want to make a plane. Which I think a lot of people say that it's like if you start, or people who started playing or started with Tears of the Kingdom, it's like if they go back to Breath of the Wild, it's gonna be like it's
Yeah,
still
it's
a
not.
good game, but it's like you can't compare them.
Yeah, which is real, which is what really sucks because they added so much fun
Just
things you can do in Tears of the
crucifying
Kingdom.
Koroks as they deserve to be.
Can you help me reach my friend?
Yeah, sure. Here's a rocket. See ya. Or you
uh,
can just the Tears of the Kingdom is basically Zelda plus Minecraft plus Death Stranding. Because
little
you're
bit.
building shield blocks and making bridges to go places and vehicles similar to Death Stranding, and it's
It's so much fun.
very, very interesting.
One thing that I really like in here too is the powers that they have. Because in Breath of the Wild, the powers that they had originally aren't bad. You know, obviously it makes sense to be able to like shift things and have bombs and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, and also the cooler shit like pausing and then do the momentum to hit the rock and stand on the rock and have it sailing and just that
Right.
crazy, and the magnets and the ice was interesting, but lackluster in some places. But yeah.
It was cool. Definitely like when that game came out, it was mind-boggling, amazing. We're
Oh
like,
yeah.
wow.
Especially when it came out on the fucking Wii U. That's you got to remember that.
Yeah, but they made it for the Switch too. It was mainly
Exactly.
for the Switch, but
But
they
still,
had a
it
port.
came
Yeah,
it was that on the Wii U. Imagine playing that game on the fucking Wii U.
probably not that bad.
Not definitely worse, but not that. I don't
Mm,
know. I don't remember when it came out if there was controversy or whatever about it running like shit on the Wii U. But who knows?
I can't remember either. I never played on the Wii U because I'm not a chump.
Nobody bought the Wii U. The Wii U is one of the worst selling fucking consoles of all time.
I'd rather get a Wii.
Wii. Yes, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you much rather just get a Wii?
Yeah, Game Boy, GameCube games.
Well, I think a
Can you
Wii.
do that on the Wii U too?
I'm pretty sure Wii U can play all Wii games, but I don't know if it can play GameCube games. That's a problem.
Mm. Well, overall, I really feel that. So I'm not my map so far. If we were to look at it as a square right here, so on the
Mhm.
sky map, I have islands from here, this point on the top left, circling around to here so far. I don't have too much of the middle or this top part yet, but
Mhm.
I have a good amount. But it's kind of hard to get to some things because a lot of it is very far and
You
separated
need better
out.
planes, better batteries.
Better, exactly. More
Yeah,
charges, more
exactly.
batteries, and I don't have them yet which is surprising. I haven't found another one yet, so I should probably look it up where.
Or
But
just
one
do
battery is
regular
getting me pretty.
exploration.
Yeah, I could probably find it soon. It's just on one of the parts I haven't explored yet. So here, and then the regular map here it is again for the mainland. I have everything from here all the way going down there so far. I just don't have
Like
this.
a lot of the Southwest.
Yeah.
All right.
So I got this little bottom part a bit left and a little bit of a corner here. I'm on the second temple right now
All
because the
right.
first one that I did was one about the I can't remember the race of birds it is, but the bird people.
The not Aarakocra, that's D&D.
No.
But
It's
yeah,
the
bird people, the
bird
messengers, and like
people.
Wind Waker that do the fucking
Yeah,
what the fuck are
basically.
they called? Not Koroks. I forget.
And
what
this
they're
is a
called.
really cool thing that they incorporated here too, because each one of these points so far in the beginning of the main mission is you meet a sage, because in every Legend of Zelda game there's always sages, Sage of Time, Sage of
there's
the
7
forest,
of them. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Well, in this one there's 5,
okay,
or 5 or 6.
Yesterday,
I can't
David
remember.
said there was 7. That's why I just thought about. Okay,
Yeah. And so it's really cool
Fucking
because when you
liar.
finish one, or maybe I'm wrong, I'm just dumb. Because maybe I have not, maybe he's farther than I am so far, but who knows? But it's great because whenever you complete one part of the main mission so far in the beginning that I've done, you get a stone because each sage is given a stone at the end of something.
Yeah, they
And
each
then-
have their own power, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, narrative contrivances.
And then you can actually have a buddy with you when you travel and
Oh,
fight,
like a little
because you
pet.
can summon the you summon like the avatar of the sage.
Oh, kind of like in the first one, you would like empower them and get the flight or the Goron's thing. You had the 4 abilities,
Yeah.
right? Similar to that, but it actually summons a buddy instead of just giving you their power.
Yeah, it summons them
Alright.
and they can help you fight and do other things, and then you can use their powers too.
Okay.
So it's really cool. I'm only on the second one so far. I'm very excited to get to the other two. So I'm only at this point maybe like 20 hours into the game.
So 5%,
No.
10%.
Maybe between 20 and maybe 27 around there.
Ooh, 20 hours? No. 1% an hour? No way. I haven't even played this game, and I know at 100 hours you will not.
No, I mean
100% this
27
game.
hours in. I'm
Alright.
like either 20 or like 27 hours of
Oh,
playing
okay. I
it.
thought you said
There's
percent.
no
Okay.
percentage on
I thought
here.
you were just guessing. Oh, okay,
No. If I had to guess, probably maybe 5.
Okay, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. 5%. Like
Because I highly doubt, because there's obviously going to be more after I
Tons of
do
shit.
this, of course. And there's a bunch of side quests too that I'm not going
There's
to
like a cube maze I've heard about or some
Yeah,
shit.
the labyrinths.
You know-
I've done them so far. They're fun.
There's 3 of them.
I've done 2.
The sky one, apparently I learned from this podcast. You do the regular one in the Hyrule base, and you do the sky one, and that unlocks the depths one.
Well, the Sky one and the Deaths one is all one. That's all one.
Ah. All the way I heard explained was you do the one on the base regular
That's how you
foreground
get
map.
to
You do
that
one,
labyrinth, and then you
you
can
finish
go.
that one, and then you get unlock the sky one. That's
Right.
what I
You can
heard.
you
Yeah.
get to the Sky one, and then after you do the Sky one, it unlocks to the Depths
That's what
one.
I'm saying. Yeah,
But
you
it's
do the
all
sky.
connected in one. It's not
Okay, yeah,
three
yeah.
separate labyrinths. It's
No,
all
but yeah,
one
but you
labyrinth.
unlock them in that order: bottom and sky, and
That's how
then
you should do it, but I didn't do that because when I was exploring the Sky map and I found that, I went there and I did that shrine and I tried to walk in. It's like, my child or whatever. Like, you have to do this at the bottom first.
you'll get fucked. Don't come in here yet.
It's not, the enemies in there aren't that hard. It's not crazy.
You're not taking 6 hearts worth of damage.
No, I got 12.
Okay,
I have 12 hearts right now.
I heard some people playing, they'd go to an area, probably in the depths somewhere, and enemy would hit them,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
would do 6 hearts worth of damage.
In the depths is ridiculous. That's why I hate
Exactly,
because
yeah.
it's hard. Because when he hits you with that 6, you lose those 6 because
Oh,
in the
they're
depths,
broken?
yeah, they're broken.
Everything is imbued with that chaos that destroys.
In the depths, all the enemies are.
Fuck.
They're all covered in the chaos.
If
and
you
stuff.
light up an area, will those enemies still break them, or are they weakened and
No,
not?
they're still. It sucks.
Get good, bitch.
But that's fun because when you beat them, they drop because in this game you can fuse shit with weapons and their
Yes, their
horns and
horns,
stuff are
yes,
like
making more
almost
damage.
40, 35 base damage each one, and when you mix it with something, it's like, oh, here's my new 47
Yep.
level weapon, and I have. It's so great because I have a bunch of those right now after exploring
yeah.
the depths for a bit. I'm just like, yeah, it's cool.
And you find pristine weapons in the depths, because I heard also like
Right.
the narrative contrivance of plague made all weapons shitty, but in the depths they escape that. And you can find pristine good weapons in the depths as opposed to rusted shitty ones on the regular map.
Exactly, which is good to go down there to the depths to grind for weapons when you need it.
If you can handle it.
If you can handle it, but don't do it right away. Get at least like 10 heart containers.
Yeah, because
You're
like I
gonna need a lot.
said, things will do 6 hearts worth of damage, and you'll just fucking
It's fun.
die.
I'm
Just
working
get
on
dipped.
my stamina wheel right now.
Perfect.
I almost have the second level because I have 12 heart containers. So I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to stop focusing on that and just try to get a lot more stamina because it's important to have that too for running and climbing on shit.
Exactly.
'Cause that was
Climbing
the
up
biggest
ridiculous
thing.
walls.
Because that was the biggest thing in Breath of the Wild too, was
Mhm.
just climbing. So you need a good amount of stamina and hearts.
Especially since the physics don't have to make sense. You can just climb up a vertical wall that's flat, but the game allows you to do it. So exactly, having that high amount of stamina allows you to traverse shit and get over obstacles you wouldn't have been able to get to otherwise.
Right.
And
There's
also, you have bridges too that allow you to do that as well. If you don't have the stamina, they introduce a lot more ways to
you can just build a lot of shit, which
a
is
rocket, just
great.
crazy, ridiculous, crazy shit. That's another thing. Well, not relating to that, but I was talking to David about it yesterday, and it seems like this Tears of the Kingdom is taking a lot from tons of other Zelda games. Like, of course, it's the base gameplay itself is Breath of the Wild, but then they have the sky areas, and that's kind of reminiscent of Skyward Sword that had the sky islands, and then they have
Right.
the underground, which is kind of like Link's Awakening, where you have the light and the dark world, and it flips back and forth, and the dark world has the harder enemies, and the 7 sages, which is like all the shit, the 5 or whatever, how many you said you're finding. It's a lot of implements, like the best or most iconic implements of all the previous games, and putting them in this one fucking giant Super Minecraft Death Stranding package.
It's amazing. It's a very, very, very big game that I am really excited to finish.
In 8, 9, 10 months, a year, maybe.
Well, no. I mean, that's if I'm going to do everything, but I'm not
yeah.
going to, you know me, I'm not going to go for every little thing, As
See,
long,
I would.
no,
As much as
that
I
would take
could.
way too long. I'll explore most of everything that I can and get a really good idea for where things are and have a good understanding of how to get to things. So that's the main thing that I want from it. So in my mind, maybe like 3-4 months.
All right.
Yeah. But it's fun.
Yeah.
There's also and speaking of games, I'll get off a little bit off topic of this game, but before I get off of it, I want to say I'm going to give it a solid score of 10. That's Tears of the Kingdom.
10.
It's beautiful. It's everything like you said that you want in a Legend of Zelda game. Modern, classic feel, new mechanics. It's
Just fun to play.
same characters, same races that you've seen before throughout
Exactly.
the games. It's just
progression of what just better what once was. It's just better. It's just better.
it's all in one. It's like a Neapolitan ice cream. You got the chocolate, the vanilla, and the strawberry.
You can take I like this. There's this idea of rating something. It's based off like a book or movie or something. And I think it might be Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or some bullshit, whatever. There's like a space bar, and the characters go there, and they put up on the bar a stack of bills. And it's like, all right, this is the bartender. All right, this is your tip at the end of the night. Every time you do something wrong or that pisses me off, I'm taking a bill off.
Ooh.
And in terms of Zelda, you started playing the game. You said, all right, here's your score, 10 out of 10. I'll as soon as you start fucking up, I'm taking things off. You have not had a reason.
No.
Absolutely. Yep. And there it stays.
It's been a while since I found a game that's like that. That's just like Does
Just
everything right, and it's nice. Even though
just
it does
feels
piss me off
good.
sometimes because I may not have enough stamina for something and I fall down. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Ah."
well, that's just like user error or shit's too hard. It's like, oh well, don't go
Yeah,
there yet and fight that King Ghidorah monster on this fucking bridge. Let me go do this other fun shit.
so fun.
It's apparently a great game. Can't wait to play it in a couple years. Just like Elden Ring. Can't wait to play it in a couple years.
Boo.
I like playing
Uh,
these after the hype dies down just a little bit. I can just do it on my own. But yeah, it's just because
Just don't look at anything and don't
I
spoil it for
haven't really.
yourself.
Yeah,
Exactly. So that's what I don't look up anything if it's a game that I want to play. I just go in blind. I'm like, all right.
like I know I still know basically nothing about Elden Ring. I know Millennia is a boss, a girl with the hair, and she's hard. That's a that I know God. I know the name Godric, and he's hard, and Godfrey, and I know the witch Rhea, whatever. She's hot, and she got like 6 toes or something. I don't even
Hmm.
know. Yeah, but I know nothing, so it's gonna be great going through that and fighting. I know bears are annoying.
Bears.
That I think about the Elden Ring bears a lot because there's never been just like in Dark Souls 3 you had like the giant wolves, but like the idea of a giant bear that's realistic. You can't imagine a wolf the size of Sif, but you can sure as fuck imagine a bear that fucking big. That seems
Well,
more not realistic, but more imaginable, more possible.
because there's in Elden Ring, there's since we're talking about bears, there's like regular sized bears, and then there's
The
bears that are
super bear
too fucking
that
huge.
fuck you.
Especially if they get you in that combo and they're just like, and then you just
Oh, fuck.
cannot escape because that bear swings harder than Mike Tyson. He's just
Yeah, no, bears, even in real life, bears will fuck you up. Video game bears, fucking forget about it.
But I've been a little bit of a spoil lately since the other day I wanted to pay off my credit card bill in full,
Nice.
so I had to spend a little more money in order to pay it off. So I went to the store on the PlayStation 4 and I got a game that I've been wanting to play for a while when I heard that it came out. And I've only played it for a little bit because, like I said, Tears of the Kingdom is mainly what I'm doing
Yeah,
right
taking
now.
up your time.
But Hogwarts Legacy,
Oh,
the
shit.
PS4 version. Obviously, I'll say right off the bat, the load-ins for different areas, it takes a little bit,
Yeah.
obviously, but if you can get past the fact that it takes a little long to load for some things, it's a really good game.
All right. All right.
The fi
You have the PS4 Slim as well, somewhat newer version.
Yeah.
So,
It's the combat in that is really good. I've seen videos of it before and stuff when they do like Accio and bring them to just
yeah.
pound them with shit and the combos in that game are insane because you could go on to do like 100 hitter combo. I was just like, damn, this
If
is
you have the
great.
right spell matchup and you like stupefy and time the stun timing and figure it out, yeah, definitely.
The story's really good.
Are you going to try to be a death wizard, like an evil type wizard? Because that seems like the most fun narrative thing to
I've
do.
gotten some of the dark arts already a little
All
bit,
right.
but I'm not far into the game, only like a few hours. But it's fun. You could get a lot done in like 3 hours because like I said, I don't do every side quest when I come to a game. I like to do like important side quests and then main shit because I'm
Yeah.
not trying to spend hours going bap bap bap
That's where
bap
some
bap.
of the best content is.
But hey man, I there's other things that I gotta play, and that I want to
True.
do. So I
Yeah.
gotta get to the things that I want so I can get the main most of the
But
meat.
sometimes, sometimes some of the some of the best parts of the Yakuza series are all side sub stories that have nothing to do with the main plot, but like the cult of Munan Chosep Onast and doing the shoot at PP and doing all that dumb bullshit. It's just like the most and like the Mr. Shakedowns and the fucking the cabaret clubs and the real estate and fucking just it's some of the best shit is the side shit. But I get what you're saying, yeah, especially with these
If I was really
giant games that have tons to do
Exactly.
anyways.
If I was really into a game, then of course, obviously, I do every little thing of it or try to do it. Obviously, I know that. But it's just, because I like to play a lot of RPGs myself. So I bounce usually between a lot of RPGs. So for me, I just gotta get through the main parts. And then when I do everything and I get through the end of everything, then I'll go back and do that side stuff because that's what I like doing. Because then I'm not stressed or worried. I'm like, I gotta do everything. I'm like, no, let me get
True.
to the main shit first. And then when that's done, I can go back and have fun and then relax and then discover new things about it.
True,
Because
true.
I
Yeah,
haven't done
fair
everything
enough.
and gone through everything in Tears of the Kingdom either. There's some things that I've
Oh,
missed over because there's side
yeah.
quests and stuff in there
Or it's
too.
like I'm not going down this one specific hallway because there's a fucking lion all over there. It's gonna rape me if I try it right now.
It's fun. RPGs are great. That's one of the genres of games that I always go to, and it has my back whenever I want to like focus and play something with intent and a challenge. It's fun.
Yeah,
RPGs are great. I'm a big just fucking nerd. That's all I'm saying. I'm
I
just a big
feel
nerd.
that. Speaking of RPGs, I started playing an RPG recently.
You did?
That is an incredible one.
It's an old school one.
A very old school one. I'm gonna pull a Tay Zonde and pull away from my mic to take a breath.
Chocolate rain. Something, 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 something.
Chocolate rain.
I never remember the other lyrics.
Dude, I don't think anyone does. But I've been playing. I bought Final Fantasy.
The first one.
Final Fantasy. And boy, oh boy.
The remaster.
The Pixel
Remaster.
Remaster. It looks good. It plays good. It's fucking fantastic. I love the atmosphere, the vibe of all of it. It's so fucking good. It's super different.
Oh, yeah.
Because as a person born in 1999, and I think the most recent Final Fantasy game at that time was like 8, 9 or something. Because I think
it was probably 9.
I think 7 came out in like 90. I think 7 might have come out in like 97 or 98 or something.
Oh, then maybe 7.
By the time I was born, 3D Final Fantasy was the standard by that point.
Right.
And besides that, story-based Final Fantasy was the standard at that point, and character-based. The first thing I noticed about Final Fantasy 1 upon load up was that I had my party of 4, and I got to pick their names and classes, and it was like, oh, this isn't what I know as a Final Fantasy. This is just like a fucking adventure RPG, which I had fun doing and picking my classes, which I'll get to the classes later. But that was just the first departure. I was like, whoa, this is super fucking different, which makes sense. Like, if you think about Demon Souls and then even Dark Souls 1, it's like these are two completely different types of experiences because they started at a base idea and then learned off of the mistakes and other things, not even mistakes, just the good shit they did there and be like, oh, we could do this instead, and went to the new thing.
Yeah, improve upon it.
Exactly. And fucking just Final Fantasy 1 just delivered on all aspects. So first off, classes, right? You start with 6 possible, you get party of 4, 6 possible classes: warrior, thief, monk, white mage, black mage, red mage. I picked a warrior, a thief, a red mage, and a monk. I wanted the red mage because I was like, oh, white and black magic, so I can do heal and damage. That sounds good. And then thief, monk, warrior for physical. And I wanted the thief so I could steal. I'm at least halfway through the game. I have not been able to steal anything. I don't think stealing is an option. So the only difference a thief has is that they have more agility and they're faster and maybe more crits and shit. But for anyone who wants to play this game, if you want the best possible team loadout, best possible team, I would say warrior, thief, red mage, and white mage.
I think when you told me your loadout, I'm like, oh, I would have picked the white mage because healing is pretty important a little bit. Sure, maybe a warrior and like the red mage and maybe a thief can learn like basic healing stuff, but white mages can go really cool with the healing and stuff.
Exactly, that's the thing. So the monk is cool. Monk has a lot of health, not as much as the warrior, but still 100 or so over everyone else. Their damage isn't that great, honestly. They can't equip as many weapons. They can't equip as many physical weapons as the other classes, and they can't equip as much armor as physical classes. They don't get that fucking magic. As on my team, the monk is doing the least.
Ooh.
Which fucking sucks. I wanted cool monk shit because I'm thinking of Final Fantasy VI with fucking Sabin and doing fucking suplexing trains and doing key punches and shit, but it's none of that. It's using fucking iron nunchucks, which suck and do fucking 78 damage, and fucking my warrior over here is using his ice sword and doing 380. Exactly.
Nice ice sword.
So the warrior's fucking sick. You get so much shit for the warrior. Every time you find a chest with a piece of armor, it goes to the warrior because almost no one else can use the fucking mithril and fucking heavy ass armor and weapons and shit. So warrior's fantastic for flat out damage. Thief is good. Doesn't have as much health, but high attack rate, which means more hits, higher crit rate. And the thief can use a lot of the weapons. Well, not a lot, but a decent amount of weapons that the other classes can't. Thief can use like swords and shit. Like there's like the were beast sword that does more damage against beasts or like against dragons or whatever for big damage. Red mage can use it can use white and black magic, but can't use the higher end shit. Like my red mage, so here's another cool thing that I figured out about it. It doesn't have magic in terms of the other games. Like if you think about just any RPG at random, none specifically. You start with a black mage type character who learn magic. They level up. Oh, I learn fire. I get 5 levels higher. Oh, I learn blizzard and fire or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Final Fantasy 1, you have to buy your spells. And here's the thing. You don't have just a magic bar. You have a D&D type magic system, like a 5e at least type magic system, where you have spell slots, and those spell slots have levels, and you have a certain number of casts depending on your spell slot level. So right now, my fucking black mage, For level 1
Red
spells,
mage.
yeah, my red mage, yeah, for level 1 spell slots, it was like the weakest. Level 1 spell slots, I have 8 level 1 spell slots, and I have like 7 level 2 spell slots, and I have like 5 level 3 spell slots, and 5 level 4, and like it goes, as you get the higher leveled spell slots, they do more powerful magic, but you can use less of them, right?
Right.
As far as I'm aware, you can get up to level 8 spell
Ooh.
slots. As far as I'm aware, the red mage can only learn up to level 6, and they can't even learn all the level 6 shit. So I
Ah.
can't get the best cure. I can't cure my entire. I can learn no spells that cure my entire party. I can only learn cure, and curaga, which is one singular target. I
Yeah.
can't cure my entire party.
That sucks.
I can't. I can use some utility magic that lets me heal statuses and do statuses, but I can't do the higher. Like I can't do white mage spells that harm undead enemies. Like I can't revive a party member with that magic. And as far as the black mage spells go, I can't insta kill things, and I can't cast the Blizzaga and Thundaga. The highest I get is Fireraga, which is all right, but it's still only the most basic of level 6 damaging spells. So I would suggest not picking up a black mage because they can't equip decent weapons, and once you get further into the game, magic, just from what I've seen, magic damage does not stack up in any way to physical damage. Because even if I cast Fire Raga on an enemy, it'll do max 150 damage. But if I attack with an ice sword or any other sword or the rune sword of my thief, it'll do 200, 250. So from in at least Final Fantasy 1, the physical damage severely outweighs magic unless you're fighting large groups of enemies or enemies like oozes or slimes, which are
Fucking annoying. I
which take damage from magic and not from physical, so you'd want to hit them
Right.
with magic. So yeah, and also the red mage also super good physical because they can also equip a lot of the weapons that the warrior class can get.
Oh,
So
nice.
they're not using stats. They like my red mage has the fire sword and the worm killer and the cool physical damage shit.
Nice.
So yeah, fuck the monk, fuck the black mage, warrior, thief, red mage, white mage. You're set. Because
That sounds like a good combo.
once you get a few towns in, or like 30% through the game, you fight so many enemies. Do you have enough money to buy? Like I have 99 potions, 99 ethers, a fuck ton of high
Nice.
potions. It's
Damn, you're just getting that good
inventory's
money.
fine because there's no way to not fight unless you turn encounters off, but you're not getting XP, and it's kind of cheating. I kind of want to play it, how it's supposed to be played, which gave me another thought. I don't know how the people who played this originally got through this fucking game because there are a lot of random encounters. And if you had to do every single one of those or flee, that's just so much more of like a time and resource management. It's fucking annoying.
I played the original Final Fantasy IV on the Game Boy. Like I played it on an emulator. And then I played that and I played the DS version. Now I'm playing this. I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
Definitely, like I can agree with you 100%. Like, how the fuck did people have the time and the patience to get through this? Because in Final Fantasy IV, the Pixel Remaster, I got pretty far in, only in like 3 hours, because I could speed up the battles. I could get through the fights, and the bar fills up a little bit faster, and it's not as slow. But in the original version, there's no fast forward. There's no skipping encounters.
You can't
and the
turn off
bars
encounters.
Feel so fucking slow in the original. You're just there.
Unless you're
everyone's
casting a
charging.
haste
It's just like,
yep.
Well, all right.
Could you turn off ATB in the original one?
I can't remember that. I don't think so.
I don't know. Because you couldn't 7, but I don't know about any of the fucking other
I don't
ones.
think it'd been 4. Maybe I could be wrong, but somebody knows. But yeah, dude, it's
still an annoying problem.
It's rough. Yeah. But I mean, not much else to do back then, probably.
Exactly.
So, especially if you're a kid, if you're just playing it, like, yeah, I could take the time to do this.
And that also makes it harder because I think in some of those older games, time didn't stop when you were in a menu. The enemy's ATB would still fill up if you were going through a magic list.
Yeah.
Only in newer games in these remakes where it's like, okay, if you're in the magic list, everything will stop so you can look through. Nope, it would just keep going and they would do their attacks. So
and that's the thing that would fucking suck
up.
too. You're like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
I gotta go through my fucking list. Fire a Kiraga, fucking gravity.
It's at the bottom of those, like, you're running through, like, come on.
And you pray that they'd let you to optimize or sort them in the configuration menu. Sometimes, like, nope, it's the row you learn them in. So fire's up here. Firaga is 3 rows down and 2 to the left.
So annoying. I always hated that, and I'm just stressed out. Like, in a big old bottle. I'm like, where's my cure? Where's my cure? And then they kill one of my guys. I'm like,
Yep.
fuck.
Get fucked.
And then just get all just irritated.
Please Pixel Remasters are fantastic.
It's
The
great.
magic effects look so. It's a Final. It looks like Final Fantasy 1, but the magic effects looks like Octopath Traveler. Like if I cast Firaga, it's a giant swirling ball of fire, and it's like super like detailed and colored and shaded differently for the edges of it. It looks fantastic, and that's one of my favorite things about it. Is just these super good graphics on top of it, and just smooth optimization. It's
beautiful.
It's been a very fun game. I'm probably going to finish it pretty soon because I think the first two were shorter games because they were $12 as compared to 3, 4, 5, and 6, which are 18.
Yeah,
so I think they're going to be somewhat shorter, and I'm probably going to finish it somewhat soon because I think I'm like at 60% or some shit through it.
Yeah, the first few Final Fantasy games are not that big at all, but they're still very fun.
Oh,
honestly.
yeah.
They don't get to like a really big, like intense story until I think Final Fantasy 4 is when the story like gets like pretty big and there's a lot of shit to do. I don't think 3 was too terrible. I don't think it was much longer than the first ones.
I know nothing about I know nothing about any of them besides 6, some of 7, and I'm watching a playthrough of 9 currently. And I played 15.
I only know about the 1, 3, 1. I only know things about the first 3, and then 4, 5, and 6, and then 7 and 8. Everything past that, I'm not really too familiar with.
9 is interesting. 9 is an interesting time.
9 and 9 too.
No, it's 10 and 10 too.
Oh, it's 10 and 10
yeah,
too.
and this is 13 and 13 too.
Yeah. Well, and I know 13. I like Lightning. I've talked about her before, but yeah. So I guess I know some things about some of them, but I'm more familiar with like older ones, I guess.
Yeah. It's truly interesting experiences. I'm just grateful it's not fucking terrible and a slog to get through, and I'm not like regretting like, oh, this sucks. I'm glad I'm actually enjoying it, and that probably is partly. Almost not entirely, but largely due to the optimization. Like I said, being able to skip enemies to be like, okay, for this stretch of road, I'm going to turn off encounters, but then I turn them back on afterwards. I make it so it's even, and I don't over level because if I was fighting every single enemy that came up and didn't have it on, I would be over leveled. And like, there's places where I am killing things in one hit. Where I am right now, I'm at a decent spot where things are a challenge. So I feel like I'm optimizing it well enough to keep up with the game. You know.
Nice. That's what I was doing in 4 as well. But even then, I'm still leveling up like crazy.
Oh yeah, because if you have just tons of enemies all the time,
I got good shit on. I think my Cecil, from what I remember, had the. I think I had ice stuff on too. I think I had like the ice sword or something after that. Because I got the team so far in the story where I am. That's going to be the team basically throughout the rest of the game. So
all right, yeah, you're main the guys you like.
Well, I mean, you can't really switch around too much because at the certain parts of the story, some characters leave because it's story thing. Like I gotta go do this.
But at the end of the game, you have the full roster of what is like 12 to pick from to go to the final confrontation.
Oh yeah, right? But I know who I'm picking 100%.
Exactly.
Cecil.
Of
Rosa,
course.
Rydia, who is Edge? That's his name. Edge. And then
who's the guy with the long ponytail?
That's Yang.
Okay, he looked cool. I think
he's the monk.
I figured he was gonna be a monk.
And then fucking somebody else. I can't remember their name right now, but that's Kane.
All right.
Yeah. That's a solid team right there, boys. Those damn dragoons just jumping in the air. And
fucking jump. Dude, dragoons are fucking crazy. You should play 6. 6 is very good.
I have played 6. I played it on an emulator. I never finished it, but I played a good bit of it.
I think 6, I don't even know, but definitely
I went back to 4 because I liked it more.
Yeah. In 6, there's ways to optimize your character to like fucking do crazy fucking build, like actual builds, like Dark Souls type builds, where it's like there's a status called Imp, and you get turned into an Imp, right? And you have less stats, right?
You're right.
There's builds where you can force Imp on yourself and give yourself a partisan, I think, which does more damage if you're an Imp, and do Imp jump builds where you turn yourself into an Imp, jump, insta kill, give everyone Earth armor, and have one of the guys, Umaru, who's the blue mage who takes other people's shit, give everyone Earth armor, have Umaru steal an Earth spell, do an Earthquake, heal everyone 3,000, do like 5,000 damage to an enemy. You're doing Earthquake, heal every single turn, flying Yetis, you're the Yeti, and then you're floating, and you're just doing big fucking.
That's the best thing that I like is in where I'm at in my Final Fantasy 4 profile, because I'm at a good point where some of my characters are learning like really big boy moves. So it's just great to see when I fight a boss, and then Lyridia, she's a summoner. She summons like this Titan and does like 5,000
Baphomet.
I'm like, nice. No, that's like way later. You know?
Yeah.
But damn, it's fun. Damn, I just realized we're talking about game. This is gaming.
Lot
Lot
of
of
gaming going
games.
on. A
Lot
lot
of
of gaming.
gaming
Let's
going
switch it
on.
up. Let's talk about movies.
Movies.
Right, Caesar. There's a movie coming out in October
Yes, there's a
from
movie.
film director Martin Scorsese
Yes, I've heard of it.
called. I'm pretty sure this is the name of it. Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit about that so far. I've not too much, mainly just like little things like, oh, there's something that's coming out, fellas,
Oh,
and stuff
yep.
like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
I watched the trailer for it yesterday, a couple days ago, and
interesting.
it's a Martin Scorsese joint featuring Leonardo DiCaprio. So I
Nice.
can only imagine it's going to be good.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. We got to go see that for
Oh
sure.
fuck yeah! But apparently it's gonna be like
4 hours.
like three, at least three,
Nice.
given current day Martin Scorsese. You know,
That's
look at
fine.
The Irishman. It's fine. A lot of people don't like movies being 3 hours. And I can understand it, but like if it's a really good, well crafted narrative, like sure it could be two, but like.
Yeah.
You see, you have the vision. You can do it in one because if it's two, it's a cash grab and it's like split, and that makes it more the harder to do because you got to fucking do two separate whole organizings of shoots and more contracts or whatever. But you know, but still, if you're a real movie buff or really want to see it, you will sit through the 3 hour experience, like The Irishman or something like Dune, which is like 2.5 or some long shit.
Or Beau is Afraid, because Beau is Afraid is almost 3
that
hours
was-
too. That's the thing
Goddamn.
that I don't like. I said, I could agree with you that some people are like, oh, I don't want to sit for 3 hours to watch a movie, because I can understand if it's like a comedy movie. Like if there's a 3 hour comedy movie that was like funny in the first hour and then after that it's all
No,
shitty
you
puns.
can never
that's
have a
bad.
3 hour
That's not
comedy.
good, you know. But
Beau is Afraid is kind of a 3 hour comedy, but it's an
Well,
unintentional comedy, so
yeah.
it's fine. That's separate. Yeah.
But if it's a movie that's like 3 hours long, but if it's interesting and there's like so many different things going on that keep you like into it, I don't mind it being 3 hours.
Yeah, because it's like I said, it's a well-crafted narrative, and like you said, it keeps you interested, and you're in it, and you're not like at the exactly 2 hour, an hour 50, 45. You're like, all right, come on, fucking
Like The Irishman, that's like 3.5 hours, right?
something like that.
Yeah, I saw it when it was on Netflix. I was like, I'm gonna watch it, and I think it was like 3:43. I was like,
Something,
all
yeah.
right, dude.
It certainly
That was a
isn't
good.
that
You
bad.
never seen that one, right?
No, I've seen it.
You've
Yeah.
seen it? I
I
like
saw
that
it
one.
close when it came out, so I forgot a lot of it. But I remember
I really liked it.
It was a fucking Martin Scorsese movie, so it
Yeah.
was fucking fantastic. Yeah,
Mafia shit is always just so cool in general, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. But Killers of the Flower Moon. This looks like a very, very interesting movie.
Play the trailer. No.
Oh no! From the trailer, I can assume it has something to do with like Native Americans finding oil, and then like the
Oh.
tycoons coming in and fucking taking up the land, and some sort of struggle therein. And I heard apparently that it was the original shooting of it made it seem like sort of like a white savior film where Leonardo DiCaprio was gonna be that white savior that comes in and says, "No, you can't take the land from these people," and that type of thing,
Oh,
you know.
okay.
But then they shot it or redid some things, so now, which also accounted for the longer runtime, and now it's gonna be a more compelling narrative that isn't just that type of
Okay,
you
good,
can
because
see
that
it
kind of
coming.
sucks. Just like that. Especially if it was from Martin Scorsese, and it was kind of like straightforward.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of but
I mean,
that's good.
I think Martin Scorsese did have a quote that said something like, "I've met a lot of filmmakers that use subtlety in their films, and they're all cowards." Which is his way of saying like, no, get right to the point. Which is like, yeah, Sonny dies in Godfather 1. Fucking what did Vito in Godfather 2? Vito's dad gets fucking shot, and then he goes and kills the guy. Exactly. It's just fucking. It's what you think is gonna. Well, not what you think is gonna happen, but it's direct points. That's not like a lot of subtlety and like imagery involved, because you know.
Right.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be a pretty solid film, and almost anything with Leo is gonna be great, I
Dude,
think.
yeah, because I've talked about it before, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, oh, it's such a good movie.
Shutter Island is fucking. Have you ever seen Shutter Island?
No.
Oh, we have to watch that at some point. That movie it's got the Hulk in it. What's his name? The new Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. It's got Mark Ruffalo in it. It's fucking dude. Shutter Island is fucking fantastic. Leo on fucking. I think Leonardo DiCaprio is such a fantastic actor.
Dude, it's gonna be crazy. Like whenever that point in time comes when like he's dead, him or like Brad Pitt or stuff like
Fucking
actors.
or Martin Scorsese when
or
anyone dies.
Dude, it's crazy. Especially because like just the older they get, the older they are, the better they get with things.
Yeah.
Did you see that one that Brad Pitt was in? Like that about a train? he's on a train. He's like trying to get this thing back. It's like A Train or something like that.
No, that sounds.
Where
I
he's
might have heard
because
something about it,
he's
but
like
I
some
don't
sort of
know.
like bounty hunter thing or something, and has to like get this thing on a train. But there's like 12 other people on this train trying to get that thing. So he's like in a conflict between each one at separate points on like the different chambers on the train. I don't know. It's something. It looked interesting, but
I've heard something about it, I think, but I don't know anything real in depth.
yeah, I never. Not too much on my end either. It
But
looked cool.
like I said, it's gonna be crazy when these fucking people just like are just aren't around anymore. It's like fuck, like
That's how it is.
goddamn, you know.
So we're gonna get old at that point. Hey, did you hear that Leonardo DiCaprio died? And if y'all were here, you were just like, oh.
It's crazy. Just like imagine like how our like parent, maybe not your parents and grandparents, but it's like in general, like in terms of America, like 50, whenever, like imagine when Aubrey Hepburn died and like fucking the guy who played Superman, I forget his fucking name. The original.
Oh, the original.
Imagine when
Yeah.
like these people like fucking die and like fucking
Like Richard Pryor and people like that.
and Frank Sinatra and goddamn Dinah Shore. Just imagine when these people died. Just the fucking
Dean Martin.
when
Yeah.
fucking not Paul McCartney, John Lennon.
Oh yeah, when John Lennon,
John
dude,
Lennon
that
died.
was that was obviously at the time I'm a big fan, John Lennon, the Beatles and all that. But I would imagine at the time it probably been like, John, who's in today? John Lennon shot dead.
Shot in a straight got in New York City. It's crazy how we just like feel these things for these fucking people that we don't know and will never know, but just like they've made such an impact on the world and our lives through these fucking pieces of art and cinema that's like, fuck, you feel it because you realize like God has lost one of his angels.
Yeah, man, but I think that's the beauty. That's like one of the beauty that you find in like the humans in general and everything. Because when it comes to arts and stuff like that, and entertainment, movies, music, arts, there's always going to be people who break boundaries. Like Picasso and other things like that. But there's also like the beauty in like other things too. Like Albert Einstein redefined physics. How redefined, and that was one of the things that pissed me off too a little because my brother was told me something about he was out somewhere doing something, and he was watching a movie for a class, and in this movie there was a point. It was about I think it was a movie about like the bombings in World War II when it was gonna have to go down like that. He said there was a point too when they were having this big meeting, and then Albert Einstein walks in, and then he thought it was weird that everybody was freaking out, like, "Oh, it's Albert Einstein." He's like, "I didn't really get it." I'm like, "Well, here's the thing. I know, like, you might not get it because you're not too into stuff like that, but that man like redefined physics. So of course
And
people are
he
gonna be
helped develop the Manhattan Project, which was the nuclear bombs that they dropped and helped do that. He helped create those fucking
yeah."
things that killed millions of lives, like him and Oppenheimer, and like fuck, it's like
That's because like of course, but there's always gonna be like, but he's just like, I mean, yeah, if you're into that, I guess. I'm just like, well,
he just didn't understand like
yeah.
the gravity of it, and just like putting himself in the place of those people who are like you said, probably the generals and shit of the army who are like whatever, and like, oh, the guy who made the thing, oh shit, because even if you're fucking a high level general, you're like, you have some respect for this fucking genius who knows how to manipulate basically fucking magic in front of your eyes that you can't possibly comprehend.
That's a movie I'm really excited for.
Oppenheimer, yeah.
Dude. I'm gonna go when that comes out. I'm going to go watch that shit.
Since I heard that they used practical effects for some of the explosions, which are supposed to emulate nuclear fucking blasts, since I heard that, I was like, well, I have to go see this.
Of course, there's a lot of good shit that's coming out lately. Because for a while, when COVID, there was just like not too many things going on. But I feel like in the past year and
big movies,
right?
A lot of times there's a lot of smaller shit that people don't see because that smaller shit doesn't get as much clout, but not as much blockbusters, which has been dominated by fucking Marvel and other fucking jerk offs, which can be good, but
not as good as it used to be, though. But that's a whole.
Yes, allow other things. Other things are also good.
It just feels like things are like really moving again. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like you see people out and about a lot more in places. Nobody's really freaking out or worrying too much about like the stress and things like when we were in like this whole big pandemic. It's nice. It's nice to just see things like moving.
True. Back to some. I don't want to call it normalcy because, well, I mean, as far as America goes,
nothing's normal.
As far as America goes, this is about as normal. The state of normalcy for America changes as America changes. What was once normal is now foreign and archaic, and what is happening now is now the new norm. But I want to go back a little bit to what you were saying earlier about influential people,
okay,
like Albert Einstein and Martin Scorsese, people leaving a lasting impact on our lives,
right?
I've been playing Final Fantasy this week, but also this week I've been watching a documentary entitled Chris Chan,
Oh
A
no.
Comprehensive History.
Jeez, I was hoping you'd forget about that.
How could you even
Yeah, how can you
begin
not
to
forget?
think that I would
But
forget? I've been
yeah.
thinking about Chris Chan every single day since I started. I haven't been watching it the past couple of days. I'm on like episode 30 of the 75-part documentary, YouTube documentary, which each video being like 30 to 45 minutes long. I'm about 30 episodes into it. Christian Weston Chandler, original name Christopher, is one of those people who has left a strong, powerful, and lasting impression on the world at whole, specifically the internet as such.
Online, yeah.
You say Albert Einstein, the wizard, genius in physics and science and shit. Da Vinci, a brilliant artist. Martin Scorsese, one of the best filmmakers of this time. Chris Chan is the internet incarnate.
Well,
You can leave for this whole segment. Christian Weston Chandler, the creator of the being known as Sonichu, the cross combination of Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu the electric Pokemon, who was brought to life during the events of the original Sonic DX, in which Sonic was fighting the giant Chaos monster when it had collected all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds, and it was supersonic. It was flung away during an attack and made contact with a Pikachu, at which point the DNA of the Supersonic and the Pikachu converged, and the Pikachu became what is now known as Sonichu, and then thus helped Supersonic fight the resulting Chaos Monster. And also, retcon during that point later, a being called Rosechu was also created. I think like Amy Rose hit a Raichu. That's what it was. Your expression is great. But yeah, Kristen Weston Chandler is fucking. I don't even know where to begin. And it's crazy that this man on YouTube, Geno Samuel 2.1, because he has like 3 channels, and 2.1 is the one dedicated, or the one that uploaded these documentary episodes. It's crazy that this person was able to take just all of this fucking information and just hard, solid, just facts and make it a cohesive fucking narrative with dates, timestamps, audio recordings. On this channel, there's 3 playlists, right? The first one of the playlists is a 75 episode playlist of the Christian Comprehensive History, right? There's another playlist that's something else I forget, but there's another playlist that's 800 videos long.
oh my
And
god.
it's all of the Christian video that is presented in the documentary as evidence. Videos from the 80s when Christian was a child being interviewed by news stations at a Pokemon press conference. Him playing the Pokemon card game when it came out. Fucking him in the background of news footage where he walks by for 2 seconds. That's in there. 800 videos worth of footage that this not only Christian himself has recorded, or themselves throughout the fucking years, because they would record every single fucking day, but also the news that they were part of, because they were just so ingrained. It seems preordained that because Christian was interviewed by these news stations about these fucking things about Pokemon and already had this presence, it seems like preordained that it was chosen for this person to become Christian, because even later he went to Chuck E. Cheese or whatever the fuck, and he was the only one in the audience, right? And he was talking with the animatronic robot, which is voiced by a real person, so it could be more realistic, right?
Right.
And the animatronic person asked Christian, who at that time as a child was named Christopher, asked them their name, and through they misheard it because they were in the back of the speakers, right? They misheard Christopher as Christian, and then the animatronic dude just started referring to them as Christian. And Christopher at the time was like, oh, okay, that's fine, because his parents were also into like religious and like, oh, that's like a Christ-like name, so okay, whatever. A few years later, he has his name legally changed to Christian. And it's just this whole fucking sequence of events that lead this person. And it also, apparently Christian was the first Let's Player, because they recorded Animal Crossing on the GameCube footage and audio over it to send to Nintendo to be part of Nintendo Power Magazine, which he got into for something, right? So that's the first. No,
Yeah, it was a contest, I think.
No, he just recorded it and was like, hey, put me in the magazine. Or it might have been a contest, I don't know. But he got in the magazine.
Nice.
And just the nature of this fucking person. And he just got so infamous because of this creation, Sonichu, this what we would call in 2016, 17, 18 hyper cringe content. Because let's be honest, it is super cringy. But because Christian is a high functioning autistic, and as we people know, people
Prime
who
example.
exactly people who have autism, they have different like eclectic personalities and tastes and shit, like to organize things and have different processes of thinking, and different like mannerisms and type of shit. So Christian, it all stemmed from a high school project where they had to fucking make a picture, but they couldn't use copyrighted images such as Sonic and Pikachu. So it's like, oh, combine the two, and from that one fucking thought created this whole narrative where Christian created this fucking comic world that is like 20 fucking iterations of this hand-drawn fucking comic that they hand draw, color in with markers, upload to fucking their PS3 camera, and then fucking print out and type in Microsoft Paint these fucking words in. And from all that, in that time, people are terrible, right? As a whole, humanity is awful. So of course people are going to see this
Person.
genuine person showing off their raw fucking emotions, and there's their raw, what they describe as talent. And also Christian is not an entirely good person. Christian has a lot of fucking issues, including racism, homophobia, Napoleonic complexes, where they think they are entitled to things just because when they were a child, they were told, oh, you're so good at this art, so they think that they are entitled to just getting things, but like it creates this group of people, these trolls, who day and night, 24/7 for years, torment, send hateful messages, and gaslight, manipulate, terrorize this person. But here's the thing: Christian never learns. And it's the saddest thing, because there's points at times where these trolls, they get into a place where one of them, specifically a woman, which a lot of these women were trolls too, because they would prey on his fucking being a virgin, which is a whole other thing. He had this virgin love quest where he would carry on a sign, which was like a built-in fucking MySpace ad for himself, trying to attract women. So women would prey on this on his insecurities, so to get in close to him, because like, oh, by default they're a woman, so he's going to value their friendships. So they would use that to get in close and fuck with them even more. Some of them would get to a point where it's like they're like offering him good advice. So it's like, yeah, clean your house. Because his parents are also hoarders, which is another problem as well. So
Jesus.
yeah, why do you have plastic dishes in your sink? Throw those away. You have silverware, right? Oh yeah, but it's under the plastic and the plates and shit. It's like, well, throw away the plastic. Do the fucking dishes that have been building up for a month, Christian. Please go to the job and please fill out a job interview. Be as presentable. Don't wear the handmade Sonichu medallion out of Crayola clay you made a decade ago. Don't wear that. Offering him good advice, but even they're still going to troll him, But no matter what, he just never learns from his mistakes. He always has this attitude of, and I think it is because of his, he is a high functioning autistic, but it's because of this autistic nature that he doesn't realize that he is the one that has to change in a way, because he has to realize that like he's not entitled to things. It's just because he's created the Sonichu character and all this shit is going on. It's not Nintendo's not going to buy it. That's what he's trying to do. Nintendo's not going to buy this IP and give you money. And it's like, it's a fun project, but he doesn't realize he has to go on to things and not engage the trolls and feed them this fucking things and not believe everything that's told to him, because he's had so many gal pals that have died. Like one was an Australian, died from a bushfire. One died in a car accident. And these girls, these gal pals, these potential sweethearts that have died are just trolls that are just fucking with him.
But that's the thing too, when it comes to someone who's like that and who's been having like this sort of influence and impact on the online community, especially at a point when it was like just kind of starting. It's just weird because of course like some people give him good advice and they're fucking with him, but it's also like prideful for him that these people are even interacting with him. And since he doesn't understand that, it's like it's just the tension that keeps feeding like that Napoleon complex that he think that he had, which is why he doesn't change. He keeps doing things and he does other things to get more attraction from other people. Be like, don't do that, but it just feeds like this weird little thing. I've met a lot of people like that, and it's fucking crazy.
It's the all press is good press mentality, whether it's slander or whatever the fuck, and it's people constantly calling him gay and whatever, implying he's gay by sending him recreations of his comics with a male. We'll get there. Redrawings of his female characters with penises fucking the other males and whatever the fuck, and then he's made countless videos, which I'm sure you can find in that 800 video playlist, of himself being like, I am not gay, I'm not a homosexual, don't question my orientation. He's made multiple videos saying he hates gay people, and then backtracking later saying I'm fine with them as long as they just keep it behind. And then when people accuse him of being gay, he's like, no, I'm not gay, I hate them. And also he on all of his dating ads and his shit, he says non-black women. So it's like just very thinly veiled racism. And he doesn't but it comes back to high functioning autism, where he doesn't exactly realize that these are not socially acceptable things he should be doing. In his mind, it's like, I'm just stating my preferences. It's like, yeah, but you don't. Everyone else,
Well, let's be honest. Who wants to date a black chick?
exactly, right? But
I'm kidding. I love
exactly.
them.
Yeah, but then he says the N words sometimes because
Oh,
because he's egged on by these trolls and shit who are basically like, oh, I know I'm gonna get him to do this, but then they're fucking with him and it's just like
God.
whole fucking thing. So fast forward to whatever the fuck. This is all in like 2009, 2010. Fast forward to like 2017 or some shit. Christian is now transgender,
Really?
probably LGBT activist or whatever the fuck,
Mm.
just continuously living by the fire that burns inside from the trolls that he's creating, because at some point he becomes his own worst enemy because he perpetuates and keeps it going even though it could all just stop. He could keep doing everything he's doing except engaging them and they would stop and it would be fine, but he can't help but engage and get attached to these women who aren't attached to him and professing his love for them to everyone in public videos, saying how much he loves this one. And then it all culminated a couple years ago when he raped his elderly mother and then was carted away to prison, because I guess at that point these years of torment and fucking mental anguish from these trolls and his own repressed fucking sexual identity and his inability to fucking break out of his shell and his quote unquote virgin rage, as he calls it, in a song he made as a cover to uh that song I found, fuck, I don't I think it was a Madonna song.
Madonna.
Yeah, I don't know, but the point is he's just repressed fucking just so much built up tension, anger, whatever, that it culminated in that incident, and it's just fucking his life is terrible because internet trolls just tormented him and allowed and
Yeah.
just fucking it
It's a
was
lot. I
crazy.
can imagine. Again,
He
you're
put his
still.
address and phone number in his fucking videos, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, who the fuck would do that? That's not, especially nowadays, you.
Ugh,
But some
man.
people could probably even tell where we are just by looking at this out here. They're like, I can see
That's
what.
what people do. And like someone found where like Mr. Beast lives, or someone, but it's like, yeah, I watched this video and I triangulated from where I could see the stop sign over here and the street here. And
That's so
I know you're in
crazy.
this state here. So I cross fucking reference, and people, the power of the internet is fucking crazy. People will do that.
Scary.
Ugh, there's so much to Christian, which is why there's a 75 episode documentary, which is fucking 30 to 45 episodes per 35 minutes per part on YouTube. There's just so fucking much.
And
It
you
is
know this much, but you haven't even finished it
30,
yet.
30 episodes. Well, because also I had some prior knowledge as well, because it was like
It was a big thing because I remember hearing about that when, yeah.
before he was in prison, like earlier in like the 20, like I said, 17s or whatever. It
Oh,
was just like a
okay.
popular, and it's like in pop culture, you'd hear about, oh, Christian's doing this now, and it's like, this fucking crazy Sonichu weirdo, and then escalations, you know.
I only heard about him when that thing happened with his mom, and then I started looking into him, and then I saw a video about somebody giving like a brief thing about it. I'm like, oh, so that's who he is. It's a little odd, but
Yeah.
I don't know, like I'm only like surface level, but you're like
But
eating the whole
also,
fucking
I
pie.
feel like this is also something that's, I don't know why I feel it's important to know, but just important to know for Christian's character. There was a point where he was so confronted.
It's the anime complex. You have to see where it keeps going.
Yes, I have to know.
It's that main character.
There was this guy who went by the name of Blue Spike, and he was impersonating this woman named Julie, and he was like, Julie died, and Blue Spike was like, I was Julie all along, you fucking idiot. And he had him, and he had like Christian's nudes, like photography that he took of
Oh.
himself, because he thought he was talking to a woman, right? He's like, all right, Christian, what I want you to do for me is take your Christian medallion, which is like the source of his power that allows him to turn into Christian Sonichu in his comics, the source of his power. He had him break it apart into pieces and insert it into his own rectum, live on camera. Watched it.
Wow.
Just humiliated and emasculated this fucking grown man at this point, 23, 4, 5, 27 years old. Emasculation and degradation to the highest degree. And you can't sympathize with it, but you can understand how it got from these points to points. Because if it wasn't for his own delusions of grandeur, it was these incidents of mental trauma and degradation and just terribleness, which he apparently seems to somehow get over very quickly, and he goes back onto his normal shit, which might have something to do with his high functioning autism, which changes his perspective of thoughts and reality as a whole. But it has to do something to the psyche, and also which probably along with the people accusing him of being gay, whether in a trollish way or not, that had probably had something to do with his transition as well into being into being trans, right?
Yeah.
it's crazy. You know, you fuck your Netflix Jeffrey Dahmer documentaries. Go watch a comprehensive history on YouTube. That's where you'll get the real shit.
You got 65 hours to spare.
Fucking so much. Oh Christ, but I think that's more than enough to fill up this podcast.
Yeah, we've been going for a while, so let's end it strong with some music.
let's shift
Music
shift entirely.
recommendations, boys. This is what do you got, Nick? What have you been listening to lately?
A lot of Chris Chan. Let's see what comes up in my 85 hour 12-minute playlist. Oh, perfect. You know, at first it came up as a Sonic track, but it's a cover of such. There's this guy Little V. He's a Canadian, Little V Mills. He does metal covers of songs and shit. He's made a couple of his own songs too, but he does covers of tons of shit. Like this one, a Sonic song. He's done the cover of like a Beastars intro, which is like an anime, like other video game music, whatever the fuck. But I go listen to his rendition of "Can You Feel the Sunshine," which is a track from Sonic Racing, which I think was from like the Dreamcast. I think, but his rendition, it's a super good song. And his rendition, he's got a very, very nice voice. He does guitar, bass, drums. He does the entire fucking track. I'm pretty sure he's very, very musically talented. Go watch all his other shit as well. It's all super great shit.
Nice. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but dude, I've been on a binge of listening to Hall & Oates lately.
Oh,
Cause
you're going too far, but you know it don't matter.
Been listening to their bangers, and I've been listening to like some of their albums and stuff like that. I've been listening to albums and then just the regular singles from them. And dude, I'll tell you what, man, they got some good music. I've been listening to that and Supertramp.
Oh yeah,
I love Supertramp, dude. The Supertramp is really good because I really like the composition of the stuff when it comes to like the jazzy kind of thing they do, and then like the rock thing with the instruments. It's so good.
Exactly. Like Goodbye Stranger and Telephone are fucking. Whenever I hear Telephone just beginning, I'm like, turn it up.
You're like just turning the wheel.
Here's the thing, I love the song Telephone so much. It starts with a bit of nothingness, you know? I know when it's Telephone. I know when I hear the nothingness, it's like, it's Telephone. I don't have to look, and I hear it, the beeps, and I'm like, I fucking knew it.
It's so great when you find a song like that, and you just hear like the first second, you're like, I know that.
It's so fucking goddamn. Supertramp, what was that what you said? Supertramp, Hall & Oates, and the Eagles. If you could just listen to the three of them just forever. And just probably be fine.
It's a good song.
Don't get me started. That's one of my karaoke songs. If I ever do karaoke, I've never sang karaoke before, but if I did, that would Desperado be one of them.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fuck, dude. Whenever I'm like really high and I'm feeling music, I go listen to music, and any Eagles song comes on, I feel it in my soul, in my heart, in my groin, and in every single one of my individual sperm cells. I feel it.
You feel it in my groin?
Yes. I reach across the like 5 miles or whatever, and I just lightly grab. If you ever felt that feeling of your testicles being lightly grabbed, that's me listening to the Eagles.
No wonder why I've been feeling that a lot lately.
Exactly. And sometimes
you gotta stop scratching me too. You went a little too hard.
Yeah, I gotta cut my nails.
Trim your nails, you fucking cat.
I noticed this morning. Yeah, my nails grow very quickly, and I fucking hate it.
And on that note,
what song are you gonna? Did you recommend a song specifically, or just Hall & Oates?
Hall & Oates in general, dude. All of it's fucking good. I love it.
My God, what an episode! I think this is one of our best episodes in a while
so far. But guys, if you made it to the end of this podcast, probably the three
God
of you
bless
who
you. God bless you
guys,
for being able to.
For being able to, we really appreciate it. And don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and to subscribe.
Click the like, see that little confetti come out. You know, it gives you the serotonin boost you need for the week. And click the bell even if you like ringing bells. You know, Philadelphia, they got that cracked one. YouTube here, they got a fine one that's pristine. You can ring it all the fuck you want. No guards or no fucking red tape or anything. Just fucking ring it. Ring it, goddammit.
You got to remember, don't be a loser. Be clueless.
Oh, that's terrible.